Welcome to my live series, where creativity meets cutting-edge technology. I'm Mel, and on this channel, we explore the fascinating world of AI and content creation. Whether you're new to content creation or a seasoned pro, this series is all about helping you tap into your creative potential using AI tools that can elevate your work in ways you've never imagined. In this series, we'll be diving deep into tools like Midjourney for AI-generated imagery and Canva for design, but that's just the start. I'll be sharing other incredible tools as we come across them, anything that can help you create faster, smarter, and more beautifully. The goal here is to not only show you how to use these tools, but also to inspire you to think outside the box and find new ways to bring your vision to life. This live series is about more than just tips and tutorials. It's about building a community of creators who are passionate about what they do and eager to learn together. I believe AI is changing the game for creators, and if you're ready to embrace this evolution, you're in the right place. We'll push boundaries, challenge ourselves, and grow our skills in ways that truly set our work apart. So, if you're ready to join me on this journey of creativity and innovation, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. By doing so, we'll be supporting not only this channel, but also your own creative growth as part of a community that's dedicated to mastering the future of content creation. Let's create, innovate, and inspire together. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live. Before I get into the introduction of who I am, I do want to discuss the agenda with you guys. Let me put my microphone a little bit closer. I want to make sure you guys are hearing me properly. All right. So for today's live, we're going to talk about Midjourney, of course, and we're going to be using the image editor in Midjourney. And during this live, you're going to learn how to access and navigate the powerful editing features within Midjourney. You're going to discover how to select specific items like t-shirts within an image and change their colors seamlessly. You're going to get tips on adjusting brightness, contrast, and saturation for more natural color adjustments. You're going to understand how to craft effective prompts for generating images that align with your vision. You're going to receive tips on maintaining a cohesive look for your brand or project with Midjourney. And of course, this is a live Q&A session, so any questions you guys have, put it in the comments. Just to give you guys a bit of a background of who I am and what the June Creation is, my name is Mel. You might see me online as Mel Young. That's what I go by. And I am the founder of the June Creation. And I'm on a mission to empower you to take control of your digital presence. And I want you to be able to unlock financial freedom how I have, doing this entrepreneurship and kind of using AI and content creation to build my brand. At the June Creation, I combine AI-driven design with strategic digital marketing. I offer tools, tips, and resources that make it possible for anyone, me, you, anyone that you know, to build a powerful online brand. I believe that financial independence is achievable with the right guidance, and I'm here to show you how to get there. Through these free classes, which is the YouTube lives that I do every single weekday at 7 p.m., you kind of get access, or you get the firsthand look of how I create exclusive AI images, how I curate the resources, and I aim to provide aspiring entrepreneurs, creative business owners, and brand owners with everything that they need to know to be able to stand out and succeed. That's why my YouTube lives are packed with actionable strategies. We've transformed ebook covers, we've created YouTube thumbnails, and we've done all of this with AI so that you can understand how to maximize digital platforms to reach new heights. So the June Creation, it's not just about creating beautiful visuals, it's also about empowering you to build a life of freedom and prosperity, because honestly, that is what everyone is looking for. And I'm here to walk you through every step of the way, which is why I do make these videos live sessions and not pre-recorded sessions, because I want you to be able to ask the questions to the answers that you can't find, so that I can break you free from the traditional limitations of like having to work a 9 to 5 or having to struggle or whatever the case may be, and kind of get you to use these digital tools so that you can create the life you've always dreamed of. So I'm committed to inspiring you to harness your potential. I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals. And I really want you to thrive. And I want us all to transform our dreams into reality. And I want us to do it together. With that being said, if you are not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I do urge you to subscribe. This is the QR code. You can scan it, take a screenshot on your phone, on your computer, do whatever you need to do. Or you can just type in the June creation and find me. I took this screenshot last week. We were at 616 subscribers. Now we're like at over 700. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. And I hope you guys continue to support and share with your friends, share with your family, share with everyone that you know who wants to make a difference in their lives. And I also want to talk about the Facebook community. So, Facebook group, 600 plus members. This is where I provide all of the updates, such as like what time we'll be going on live, what the live will be about, just any updates that you need to know. This is a one woman show, so it is a lot of work to kind of get everything out there. So I am working to get help, and I'm working on trying to kind of just do better at adding more content as like instead of just the lives. Soon you guys will be getting access to special discounts on things that are on the store and all of those things. And speaking of the store, I do want to talk about the special offer that I have. This offer is only available during the live. Code FB20 or code YT20 during the live only. If you go to my website, you get 20% off of anything. Like I said, this is only during the live. These lives typically go for about an hour to an hour and a half. And before we get into the tutorial, I do want to make sure that you checked out one of our previous videos. This was a design session, and it focused only on ebook covers and YouTube thumbnails. It was very informational. There was like a lot of people participating in this live. I felt like it was a really good one, and I do want you guys to go back and check it out. The QR code is there. I see Life of Pearl commented, "Hello, June. Glad I can catch your live videos. Very informative for a beginner like myself." Welcome, Life of Pearl. Welcome so much. Thank you for joining. This is a live Q&A, so any questions that you have, any questions, don't be afraid to ask. We'll cover it, okay? All right, so let's get started with the tutorial. So like I mentioned, today we're going to be using the image editor. And if you don't know what that is, if I select on an image, like this one, sorry, I just need to move a few things out the way. Okay, if you select an image like this one, we're talking about this button right here that says editor, okay? This powerful button. Now, if you caught the live yesterday, you may have seen me use this button as an example, because even though, this live is focused on image editor, I try to cover as much as possible because I don't like to just focus on one thing. This is the theme of this live, but we're going to cover everything. We're going to talk about the settings. I want you guys to get better at this. So every live that you join, don't think it's just going to be only focused on that. As you can see, I have different tabs open, including Canva. We're going to take things to Canva as well. So just want to give you guys the heads up. But the theme of today's live is going to be this editor button that you see. But before we get started with that, I do want to talk about how to navigate Midjourney for those of you who don't know anything about it. So we're just going to start with the subscriptions. Life of Pearl said, "Thank you. Got my notebook ready." Yes, 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 yes. Also, speaking of notebooks, I did mention 20% off the live, FB20 or YT20 as a coupon code. We have Manifest, Miracles, Spiral notebooks, Hocus Pocus. I'm actually going to take this down because Halloween is over, but Thanksgiving is coming up. And we also have the Glam Diaries. So for those of you who are watching the live and taking notes, check this out, 20% off during the live. My website is under construction, so that's why you see this banner here. But let's get to it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the subscriptions, because unfortunately Midjourney is not free. There was a time that it was, and I was happy to be a part of it when it was free, when I was using it through Discord. But of course, when things get very, very popular and people start using it to make money, people are going to start charging money to use it. So there's yearly billing and there's monthly billing. So I am on a standard plan. I pay $30 a month. As you can see here, with $30 a month, you get 15 fast hours. I've depleted all of it because I've been getting so many client bookings of people who want me to create content for them. And also, I've been doing these lives every weekday, and it does take up the fast hours that I have. I don't mind it. I'm not complaining about it because I want to show you guys every step of the way. So if that's the cost, then that's what it is, and this is what I have it for. If you don't want to do the $30 plan, you can do $10 a month. With the $10 a month, you're able to generate approximately 200 images a month. So with those 200 images, that includes upscales, that includes any type of edit that you do to the image because it is essentially regenerating it. All of these have general commercial terms, meaning that whatever image that you take, you can use them for your own purpose, whether it's for your business, whether it's for personal use, so on and so forth. And as you can see here, there are more advanced editing features that are only available to users with a yearly subscription. I don't have a yearly subscription. I don't think I need a yearly subscription, even though I save 20% off. There are so many other AI tools like Dolly. You've probably heard of Bing and all of these things. So I don't know if I want to fully commit to paying for a year of Midjourney. We're going to see how it goes. But for now, I'm doing the $30 plan. And today we're going to be doing the basic editor feature because we can't use this advanced feature because it's for annual plans only. There's a pro plan and a mega plan, completely not needed unless, I don't know, you have like tons and tons and tons of clients. Hopefully, we can get there one day. But yeah, I feel like this is a good spot, but definitely start off with the $10 plan and see how that goes. Let's say if you run out of hours like I did, mine says 0 hours out of 15 hours. You can buy something called fast hours, and when you select on fast hours, for 1 hour of image generation, and this is not counting hours from like 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's just counting how many images it would assume that you can generate in 1 hour. It goes by that way. So if I were to select this $4 for 1 hour, it doesn't mean that at 8 p.m. this won't be available anymore. It's gonna be available tomorrow if I only do 2 images. It just depends how many images I'm creating at the moment. But if you run out of hours for your plan, that's something that you don't have to worry about. You can get 1 hour for $4, 2 hours for eight, so on and so forth. So right now I have 25 minutes left of image generation. So I'm going to try to use it, strategically because my plan does renew on the 9th, which is in about 4 days. So we'll see how long that can go. And then we'll go from there. So now when you go to midjourney.com, there are two ways to access Midjourney. There's Discord, and there is Midjourney. So you do not need to access it through Discord. A lot of people do. I use Discord sometimes, and I actually have a special event coming up for you guys next week. Next week's lives are gonna be, oh my gosh, you're gonna be so excited, and we're gonna dive into Discord next week. We can't do that this week, but you can pretty much create an account using midjourney.com and use midjourney.com because that is the easiest way to use this. As you can see here, I'm on a random tab, which is the default for the Explorer, and these are all random images that other users in Midjourney have created. If you ever need inspiration for your prompt, or if you just want to see what other people are creating, you can just scroll through these images and see what pops out to you. What do you like? I already see two images that pop out to me, which is this one and this one right here. So if I was to select on this one, it says avant-garde style, a stunning woman with ultra long platinum blonde hair, riding a semi-adorned shimmering horse. I don't see a horse, but it does still have some of the prompts intact. She's dressed in a colorful, glittering suit embellished with oversized gemstones and silver accents on her feet. She wears extremely high heels encrusted with sparkling jewels and gemstones, etc. And this person did use different style references to come up with this image. So they did use this as a style reference, which is probably why her outfit kind of resembles that. They used this as well. Let's see what this is. Looks like some type of house, and they use two other images which I'm not gonna open up because clearly they're taking long to generate, and we need the time. So the chaos is 30, which is probably why you don't see the horse. So when something It says chaos, it influences how varied the images are. High values will produce more unusual and unexpected results in compositions. Lower values have more reliable, repeatable results. So this result probably wasn't that reliable because this person used chaos. And let's say if you wanted to use something like this, chaos, like you could just click the plus button and you'll see that it will appear up here in your prompt. This person used an aspect ratio of 3.4. AR stands for aspect ratio. And the reason why I'm clicking on these things is because I want you guys to see that whenever you put a command in front of your prompt or after your prompt, you have to put dash dash the command that you want and then the value. So it's dash dash AR space the value, which is 3:4, which is the aspect ratio. If you do this, it's not going to work. If you're missing one of the dashes, it's not going to work. If you put a space between the dashes and the command, it's not going to work. It has to be in that exact format, but midjourney.com makes it easy for you because, as you can see, it's just a click of a button if you were using it already. They use style raw, so I believe that the two options are raw or standard. Raw kind of just gives you more photorealistic images. They're using version 6.1 of Midjourney. I think it starts at version 1. I'm not sure, but there are 6 versions, 6.1, and I'm going to get into that in a second. They did use the stylization tool, and as you can see, as I hover over it, it just says that it influences how strongly the Midjourney aesthetic is applied. Low stylization values produce images that closely match the prompt but are less artistic, and high stylization values create images that are very artistic but less connected to the prompt. And that's why in the prompt where they're saying that she's sitting on a horse, like you don't see that because she is using chaos and she does have a high stylization value. This person has their stylization value at 700. The default is 100 for Midjourney. I personally use 200 because I've been liking that lately. And also there's personalized. So we haven't really talked about personalized much. And if there's time, I'm going to get into it in today's live. But there are personalization values that you can use so that your images can look similar or the same. So that was that image that looked interesting, and this one looked interesting to me as well. And this is less descriptive. This one just says album cover for dark, aggressive G-funk hip hop of the 2000s, and this is what it provided. And the reason why we're even talking about the explore page is because, like I said, if you need inspiration on something, you don't know what you want to create or you want to try it out, this is a good place to get started because, as you can see here on the bottom, there is a use button and you can use this in the prompt. And it says iterate, reference, or riff this off creation by adding parts of it to your next prompt. So, for example, this album cover for dark, aggressive G-funk hip hop of the 2000s. So if I click on this, it adds that prompt for me here along with the aspect ratio of this image, and you can see it's a 1:1, the stylization of 50, and the version 6.1 of Midjourney. Now, if we want to talk about settings, you can click on this button here and you can see the different settings that we have. We have image size where you can default, you can set your default settings. It could be portrait, square, landscape. And when you select on portrait, you see that it's 3:4. You see square is 1:1, and you see landscape is 4:3. But let's say if you wanted a 16:9, you can literally slide. Or you can input the values yourself. So if I wanted to go back, let's say if I wanted to do 3:9, which I don't want to, but I'm just showing you that I can do that. So today we are going to be doing square. These are the different models. Like I mentioned, there's standard and there is raw. And we talked about that a bit. We talked about the versions. And if you scroll all the way down, you see that there's something called Niji. And Niji will give you like an anime-like visual for your image that gets generated. Personalized. We talked about stylization. So I told you guys that the default stylization is on 100, but I have mine on 200. So if I were to reset right here, you'll see that it goes to 100. But we're going to be using 200 today. Weirdness pretty much introduces quirky qualities to your generated images, resulting in unique and unexpected outcomes. And then there's like variety, which is the lower the value, the more reliable and more repeatable your results are, which we just talked about. And the higher the value, it's unusual and unexpected results. So I do have weirdness and variety at 0. So Now we're gonna really get started with the tutorial. Enough about this, right? So we're gonna go to create, and I'm just gonna delete this because we don't need this. I'm just gonna double check my settings again. I just want to make sure that it's square, it's on standard, version 6.1, and my stylization is on 200. And what I want to show you guys is I'm gonna take an image and I'm gonna just pretty much drag and drop it in here. So I'm gonna take this image right here and I'm gonna drag it in here. And once this image uploads into this bucket that I added it in, I'm going to expand it so that you can take a look at it. So let's just give it a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to start writing the prompt. If it's taking too long, okay, it's not. So this is the image, and this is an image that I created with Midjourney. If you guys were a part of the lives the other day, I believe I created this image when we were creating ebook covers. And the reason why I'm taking this image is because I want to use this image as the style of what I'm about to create. So that's why I selected on this button right here. This paperclip is for a style reference. This is for a character reference, and this is just using the image prompt. And you can do all three, but right now we're gonna do style, and we're gonna see what that gets us. And I'm just gonna say a beautiful black woman with a black baseball cap and a black sweater, and I'm gonna hit enter. So with the fast hours, it does take about a minute or less for an image to generate. As you can see right now, we're at about 35%, but you're starting to see something, and then we will be at 100. So now here we are at 100, and we have 4 images. With every prompt that you put in, your output will always be 4 images unless you put values in the Imagine tab. That's going to change that. We can go into that next week as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this image. And let's say if you were selling baseball caps for a living, right? Or let's say if you were selling shirts for a living and you wanted to use the same character. So we're going to do the shirts. Let's say you sell shirts. We want to do the same character. We want this person to have the same face. And I'm sure you guys have like gone on websites like Fashion Nova or just any type of website, even AliExpress, and you'll see that they put different color outfits on people and it just looks cray cray. Like you can tell that they just painted over it. It's not the same color. um I'm about to show you how to do that. And sometimes you do have to do it a couple of times to get the exact result. But sometimes you could just do it once and it will give you different versions of this shirt that you can use while you're keeping the same character. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna click on the editor tool. If I hover over here, just so you can get a definition of what editor means, it just says it can edit specific parts of the image with or without a prompt change. So we're not changing the prompt. Well, we are gonna tweak it a little bit and I'm gonna show you how, but we're not gonna change the image of this person. So I'm gonna select on editor, and once I select on that, a little modal is gonna come up where it says erase or where it says restore. And there are other buttons here as well. This is the brush size, this is the scale, this is the aspect ratio. So this is a 1:1, but let's say if I wanted to make it a 3:4, I could. This is where I could do that. We're gonna keep it at 1:1. But what we're gonna do is we're going to edit the prompt and then we're gonna start using the eraser tool. So this says a beautiful black woman with a black baseball cap and a black sweater. So where it says black sweater, we're going to put yellow sweater. Now I'm going to take my erase tool and I can either increase the size of the brush or I can make it smaller, as you can see. Let me just put it like right here. And I'm just going to start painting over what I want to be changed, which is the black sweater. And you can let go of it while you are doing this. You don't have to like keep holding onto it. You can change the size of the brush so that you can focus on how precise that you want this to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. The more perfect you can make it, the better, of course, but doesn't have to be perfect. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit on submit. And I believe if I had the yearly plan, like we talked about in the beginning of this live, I would be able to select open in full editor, but I think it's not going to give me the full feature. We're going to go ahead and hit submit. And don't forget where it said black, we went ahead and we changed this to yellow. And I'm going to hit submit. And it says that it's been submitted. And I'll know that it's submitted because I see 0 out of 1 here because I'm not on that tab. So it's letting me know that there's something in the queue. And then right over here, I'm just going to hit close and I'm going to let my image generate. And as you can see, it's beginning to generate. This is the same girl. She has on the same hat. In this picture right here, she has on the same earring because this is the image that we used. Same earring. And what you're seeing is that the color of the shirt has changed. And it gives you different versions of the shirt, like different variations. It even added this necklace. But basically you were able to change a black sweater into a yellow one. And you can know that you edited this because here it says edit. Yeah, over there it says edit. There are different things as well. I'll get into that. But this is really nice because let's say if you generated a prompt and you just didn't like the color of something in the prompt, this is where you would be able to change it to kind of get the color that you want. So now let's say if I like this image right here, and let's say if I want to change the color of the hat, we can try to do that. What we would do is we would go to the editor tab again, and then where it says a black baseball cap, let's say if we wanted it to be white, let's try it. And I'm gonna just do exactly what I did with the shirt. And the reason why I didn't want to touch the hat at first is because it's very close to like her ears and stuff, and I don't really want that to change. But it might a little bit. We'll see. It just depends on how precise you can be. I don't want nothing on her face to change, but being that the hat is on her face, this is like a very, very tricky place to be doing this. So not sure what the result will be, but let's see. Let's see. Let's see what kind of hat it's gonna give us. So I think I got it all. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit submit. Once I've hit submit, once again, because I'm not on the tab, it lets me know that there is something in the queue. And it does retain like even the style reference that I use from my regular prompt because we're not really making major changes to the prompt. We're making changes to specific items in the prompt, which is why all of that is there. So since I submitted it, once this turns into one, that means the image is ready. So I'm just going to hit close and look at that. I said it did a pretty good job. What do you guys think? I think this is a good job. What do you guys think? If you think this is a good job, like the live, guys. Like the live if you think it did a great job. Okay, so now let's say if you have this image, and we're gonna just go back to the agenda really quick, right? Because I said that I was gonna teach you guys how to access and navigate the features within Midjourney, which we've kind of been doing. Discover how to select specific items like shirts within an image and change colors seamlessly. And we kind of talked about how we can make it align with our vision because I was using the example like if you had a clothing brand, this is what you could do, etc. And we're gonna try out different things for this. But what I want to talk about is getting tips on adjusting brightness, contrast, saturation for more natural color adjustments. So I do believe that if we had that yearly subscription, we can do that all within Midjourney most likely. But being that we don't, we're going to bring this into Canva and I'm going to show you how you can fix the saturation and the brightness and all of these things. So we have these 4 images here and you can choose between which image you want. So there's this one, there's this one, there's this one, and there's this one. I do think that I like this one the most. I didn't ask for writing, and these have writings on it. These are also things that you can fix. I personally would fix this in something like Photoshop, but if you don't have that tool, then it makes it a little different, and you can try to rerun the prompt. But let's say we have this, and before we even select an image, let's say if you're not happy with the edit, you can rerun the prompt and let's see if it will give us the same person. It should, because I feel like I've tried this before, but let's see what happens when we rerun it to get more options. Same person. So I think I like this image. I think it knew that, the other hats. I don't know. I feel like this hat looks just a little bit. I was gonna say whiter, but now that I look at it, it still looks like the same different shades. But I kind of like this image right here. It gave us the same image. It just reran it. And you'll just see minor differences in the hat because that is what we were trying to edit. So once we have this image here, you do want to do a subtle upscale. And what is a subtle upscale? You want to create a larger version of the image that's ideal for sharing, saving, or printing. And I stress this on every single live that we do whenever you're creating professional content, especially if you're doing it for a client, you need to upscale the image. You can also upscale in Canva as well, but it just saves the hassle when you upscale it in Midjourney. Yes, it does take away from your fast hours. So you choose what you want to do, but you do a subtle upscale and it will give you the best quality image that you can get out of this. So the upscale is starting. And in the beginning, remember we were talking about how I had 25 minutes left of you know, like fast hour because I had bought some. Now it says I have 23 minutes left. And clearly we've been on this live for a little bit over 30 minutes. So that just goes to show you and prove to you that these minutes or hour does not go on a time basis. It goes on how many images you're generating. Also, today is Tuesday, November 5th, and I hope that you guys all voted today. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you are in New York, I do think that the polls close at 9. But if you're in other places like Georgia, I heard they close at like 7, and other places are closing at different hours. But hope you guys put in your vote. So we're almost at 100%. All right, we're at 100%. So what I'm gonna do, being that I upscale this, and let me just zoom in so that you guys can see the quality of this image. Okay. Midjourney will provide you with high quality images. This image does look like a cartoon image, but you can create images of real people as well. Just want to remind you guys. And to once you're done, it's just as simple as clicking on this save button or download image button. And once you select on that button, it will download your image. And then I'm going to come here to Canva. I already have something open. This is a 2000 by 2000 pixels, which is a square, which is why for this Midjourney tutorial, I said that we would be using the square aspect ratio because I know that we would be bringing this into Canva. And one of the things that I love about Canva is drag and drop technology. So I'm going to go to my downloads folder because that's where I downloaded it to. And I'm just going to do this. Just hover over here and just drop it. And it's here. And I'm going to just extend it like so that it can perfectly fit the square. And now I'm going to let it kind of like fix itself because it's still trying to like upload properly, which is why it doesn't look clear yet. So we're just going to give that a few seconds and there we go. So now you have it in Canva, and now you want to like adjust the brightness, the saturation, and all of these things. So what you would do is you would select on the image and you would select on edit. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Adobe Lightroom, but I feel like this feature is very similar to that when it comes to fixing and adjusting the colors of an image. So as you can see, and let me just go back because I didn't explain what I was doing. So I did say that we hit the edit button And then you're going to see something here that says adjust, but the caret is closed. So you're going to select on it so that it can open. And you can select certain areas like the foreground or the background, or you can select the whole image. So the foreground would be the image of the girl. So let me just select on that. The foreground is selected, and I can choose to change the temperature. So as you can see, the temperature of the color of her is changing. Now I do think it's capturing some of the background as well, because I do see slight changes to it. But mainly what's changing is the girl. So when I go to this purple tint, you'll see that it's just the girl that's changing and not really the background. So now let's do brightness, right? So let's say if I wanted it to be a little bit brighter, I can move up here. Or if I wanted it to be darker, wanted her to be lurking in the shadows, I can move down there. So we can make it a little bit brighter. We can adjust the contrast, so we can make it lower or we can make it higher. We don't want to make it too high. And what I like to do with this is I just kind of like to go with, like, I don't know, I'm like a visual person, so I can't really tell you like, oh, make this higher or make this lower. I just kind of like to play around with these things and see, what I like, the outcome that I like. So there's the shadows, the whites. I'm gonna leave that at 0. The blacks, which just makes things look blacker. What's black gets blacker. The shadows get blacker, or it could get lighter. You can mess with the vibrance, which deals with the color. So you see like the color of her skin, the color of her shirts gets more vibrant. Saturation, so you can make the colors deeper or you can make them, colder or cooler. Texture, you can make the image sharp. We wouldn't want to do that, but this is how a sharp would look. This is how a super soft would look. It's good at 0. There's clarity, which kind of just highlights the clarity of the image. There's vignette, which kind of like adds this thing around it. So if you go this way, it adds like this white thing around it. If you go that way, add something black around the image, and we're just going to keep that at 0. And that's how you would do that. You can reset. If I reset, it's going to bring it back to exactly how it was before. And you can auto adjust. So let's say if you don't want to go through, the auto adjustment tool is pretty good. Let's say if you don't want to go through all of this stuff, you could just do auto adjust, and it auto adjusts it to what it thinks is the perfect, brightness or whatever it may be. So let's do the whole image. Let's go to the whole image. Yep. So this is what it thinks. So what it did is it added 10 to the brightness. It decreased the contrast, increased the highlights, increased the shadows, decreased the whites, increased the black a little bit, the vibrance, the saturation. Oh, it added a color edit. Let's see what this does. So if I select on this, okay, so the color of her shirt and the color of her skin is very, very close. So when you do stuff like that, you do risk changing other things in the images as well. And that is how it adjusts the brightness and just other features of the image as well. So we can use other examples. Let's go to the Explore tab. And let's just scroll to see what we see here. So let's do some scrolling. Let's see if there's an image that we like that we can recreate and then kind of like use that as an example. But what matters is the prompts, right? So this says isolated on white, a leafy philodendron. I don't know how to pronounce this. With heart-shaped green leaves in a rustic pot. So let's say if we wanted to use this prompt and we wanted to use the style, we can do that, right? So right now my defaults are on 1:1, but the aspect ratio is 16:9 in this image. So even though my default is 1:1, because this aspect ratio says 16:9, it's going to override my default setting. I don't want it to override because, like I mentioned, we're bringing this into Canva. and we're gonna recreate this image really quick. So I'm gonna hit enter, and let's see what it gives us. While we're waiting for that to generate, I do want to remind you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We go live every single weekday at 7 p.m. I do have something special coming for you guys next week, so stay tuned for announcements because they're coming soon, like really, really soon. Um, and if you guys aren't a part of the Facebook group, make sure you join that as well. And also, just as a reminder, special offer, 20% off anything on the website during the live only. There's going to be new stuff coming next week as well, but there are some things now. What you see here is not the only thing that's there, so just take a look at it, and then we'll go from there. So back to the tutorial. So as you can see, it went ahead and created those leaves. So this is the image that we used as the style reference. And this is what it created for us, which is very similar. I actually think ours look better. So I like this image right here. This is the second image. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the editor tool. Now it is going to be a lot to kind of like select on these leaves, but hey, let's do it. Let's do it sloppily and see. Maybe we don't need to be, super neat about it. And I know in the previous example, I changed the prompt first, but I actually like to select what I'm doing first just so I can go from left to right. That way I feel like I don't forget anything when I do that. Okay. So where it says green leaves, I'm going to say like, I don't know, if a leaf is like dying, right? Like it's like yellow. So I'm just going to say yellow, yellow dash green leaves and see what it gives us. And I'm going to hit submit. And then I'm going to hit close. Let's see. So because I said yellow green, I guess it kind of just gave me a lighter green color. So let me hit rerun and see if it will give me a yellow green or if we need to just re-edit this and just put in yellow. So I'm going to hit rerun and see what it gives me. So it looks like it's about to give me the same thing. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the edit and we are going to go to the editor again. And this is how it is with Midjourney. Like, you're not going to get everything perfect on the first try. You just have to do some trial and error, and just kind of like try things out until you find what works for you. So my advice is if you don't want the green at all, just don't add it in the prompt. So let's see. And as you can see, I'm just going through this really quickly. I don't think it's something that you need to take forever to do. Just gonna cover it all up. And I'm just gonna remove the word green and I'm gonna put yellow and I'm gonna hit submit and let's see what that gets us. I'm gonna hit close and hopefully it gives us our yellow leaves. It doesn't look like it wants to give us our yellow leaves. So this was a horrible example because it's just not giving it to us. But listen, I guess this is not going to work for everything. It definitely works for the shirts, hats. I've seen it work for hair. Oh, you know why it's probably, no, this is not the reason why it's not working. It's not because of the style reference. It's just not working. What I'm going to do instead is just take the prompt instead of using the editor tool and let's just hit enter and see what it gives us. So this is the prompt without the style reference, um, without like using this image as a reference, or without the editing tool. And hopefully that gives us something. And then maybe, we can go from there. But being that this example wasn't too great, I am going to use another example with you guys. So stay tuned. So this is giving us something that's, yellowish, greenish. But like I said, with Midjourney, you just got to do some trial and error and see what works and what doesn't work. So we're going to go back to the Explore tab because I really want to find another example for you guys. I was not happy at all with that one. I think this looks really cool. This says in the style of the movie Catwoman. Catwoman is in the superhero battle uniform. She has a black and red cape, her dark hair, and a messy bun blowing in front of her. She wears black gloves and bracers. Her uniform has SYS in gold letters. She is facing the viewer. Background is at night on top of a building with cats, a low angle shot, a dark background, an oil painting style, fantasy art, oil paintbrush strokes, a detailed face, and high resolution hyper realistic rendering. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and select the prompt, and I'm not even gonna select the style. We're just gonna do the prompt. And instead of it saying SYS in gold letters, let's make it say TJC for the Dream Creation. And what else did I want to change? There was something else I wanted to change. Let's see. Okay, there's nothing else that I want to change in this, but I do want to highlight a few keywords here. This says low angle shot, so that's why you see this is shot the way that it is. With Midjourney, when you're doing your prompt, the more descriptive you are, the better. You can do camera angles, you can do camera style shots, different themes, and all of these things. Like Midjourney is really good at capturing that. So we're gonna go ahead and take this prompt and we're gonna hit enter, and we're just gonna come over here. And we're going to wait for that image to generate. This is what it's giving us. I'm really liking the third image. And I just love how it was able to get those letters for us. Sometimes letters are iffy in Midjourney, but honestly, like, this wasn't a lot of letters, so I think we were able to make it. And like, let's just change the color of um maybe her uniform or her cape. Let's change the color of the cape. We're gonna go to editor, and I'm just gonna like highlight the cape. And let me see if I can make the brush smaller so I can get this portion here. Let's see if this worked, guys. Hopefully Midjourney doesn't try to embarrass me again. So instead of red cape, where is the cape color? I'm going to say pink cape because I love the color pink. And I'm going to hit submit. Hopefully Midjourney doesn't embarrass us again. Let's see. So I'm going to hit close, and where I'm crossing my fingers, guys, that the cape turns pink. It looks like it kind of did. Let's see. Yes, no. Not really pink, but let's see. I mean, this is not really pink. It's not giving. Let's rerun it. Let's just rerun the whole thing and see. And I guess it's because we selected a small area, but you kind of get the idea though. Like how to use this and what to do. So it is kind of giving us a pink, I guess. But because it's such a small area, it's just really not, like, it's just not giving, in my opinion. Let's try to change something else. Let's try to change her uniform color. So let's go back to the editor tool and let's just select the whole uniform, which I didn't want to do because I really like the black uniform. It looks so good on her. But let's try that. Let's change the color of the bodysuit. I'm just gonna select all of this. Let's hope Midjourney doesn't embarrass me again, guys. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. Let me tell you why this might not work. Okay, this is why you have to be careful with the prompt. And now I understand why the cape looks like that, because it says she has a black and pink cape. Okay, we did not specify the color of the uniform, but I'm just gonna say superhero hot pink battle uniform. I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. I don't know if this is gonna work, because usually what I do is I do it like I'm very specific about the color. I know you have to be specific about the color. So let's see if this works. And if it doesn't work, listen, we're trying it out. It looks like it is though, because over here on the sidelines, I'm seeing something that's pink. So let's see. Let me close this. Midjourney did not embarrass us. It created a hot pink suit. Look at this, and it still has the gold lettering. So you have to choose. I like this one and I like this one. These look more natural to me. This looks a little bit weird. Like her body is just bending weirdly. And I like this one as well. But the reason why you see this here like this, it's not that Midjourney was trying to embarrass me. It's because of the prompt that I put in, which was black and pink cape. I thought the black was the bodysuit and the cape was just red. But this is what we got. So this is gonna be it for today's live. I hope that you guys did enjoy this. These lives are ending a little bit early. Usually we're here for like about an hour, hour and a half, but it really depends on what the topic is. And like I said, I have something super duper exciting coming for you guys next week that I'm really trying to work on preparing for. If you are not subscribed, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. I want to give you a sneak peek so bad, but I'm gonna wait until the end of the week to give you the sneak peek, because I just need to have everything ready for you guys. Like, I don't want to give you half of anything. I want everything to be ready. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna take a couple of days to announce this. But I am gonna go work on it, and you are gonna love it. And I do think that it's gonna be beneficial to you guys. I do think that the community is gonna grow once I reveal what I have for you guys. But that's it for today. I hope you guys did enjoy the live. It did end early. I'm sorry. But just a reminder, there is a special offer code YT20 or FB20 on the website. You can get 20% off of anything. And I'm just gonna extend it till about 8:30 Eastern. So that's in about 35 minutes. I'm gonna extend it. If you're not in the Facebook group, I urge you to join it. And lastly, if you're not subscribed to YouTube, subscribe, or else you're gonna miss out on what I'm telling you about. So thank you guys for joining, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.